AnimeTV, go! Hi, I'm Johnny Young Bosch, and this is AnimeTV. Here we are at Stage 5 in lovely downtown Burbank, California. Behind me, nerds. We've released this group of die-hard anime fanatics from their cages and left them unshackled for your viewing pleasure. You can think of it as a group therapy session on anime. We're basically gonna be freestyling on some anime, and hopefully by the time we're finished yapping about it, you'll know whether or not you want to watch the show or avoid it like the Black Plague. In addition to that, we've also handpicked fans from across the entire country to score the shows we're reviewing. So if you're unhappy with the results, don't blame us, it's you guys scoring it. And I can tell you more about how to do that later. But for now, let's watch some anime. When you think of Japan, what comes to mind? Anime? Samurai? Exotic food from Okinawa? How about hip-hop? Crazy, right? Well, if you combine all of that, you get one of the hottest titles to ever come out of Japan called Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo is the story of Mugen and Jin, a mismatched pair of travelers on a quest to help a somewhat ditzy girl named Fu find a mysterious samurai who smells of sunflowers. Check it out.
Hit it!
Thanks for the help, Momo!
Someday I'll make you cry like a little bitch. Little bitch? Do people actually say things like that?
All right. What did you guys think of Samurai Champloo?
Thank you for saying it right. Seriously.
That was right?
Seriously,
I think we can all
Just
agree
trying to say
upon
it
the fact that
ridiculous.
there's no reason that someone wouldn't be able to watch this or
Champloo
shouldn't.
in a nutshell. Great music, great characters, good story.
Great story.
Great
story, yeah.
Great story. I mean, really, it's one of the few animes that really has a nice cohesive flow nowadays.
And it really has a great arc to it. You know, you get a chance to really start learning about the characters, start caring about them. So that way by the end, when things, you know, start progressing, you feel, you know, really, really connected to all of those
And
characters.
it's cinematic enough to the point where even the American audience can get into it. It's not just like
Exactly.
a cartoon,
Exactly.
but it's like
this,
a movie.
This anime,
you know?
this anime has transitioned
It's
so many
accessible.
people who haven't watched anime before into watching anime.
I have a roommate who hates anime. He hasn't watched a single thing in his life. He's not into it. And he picked this up because he thought the box looked interesting. And he watched it in its entirety in one day.
Yeah.
He loved it. And so for that, I think it's definitely warranted. I think it is a great series. I think it is definitely, I think
You
it's
know
a
what?
perfect
KG
amount
likes
of
it
time.
so much, he wanted to be like Mugen and took off his shoes.
No. Let's not show it.
What did you guys think about the animation in general?
This is that's actually something I
Yeah.
wanted to get to. What I loved about this animation is that I felt it was shot more like a movie. Like I felt like it was a film, and so the fighting scenes, it wasn't slash on the screen blue light. You actually saw every movement.
I love the fact that it was slightly muted. I love the fact that it was pastel. It was really well done. It wasn't too fancy. It let you really concentrate on the story itself and the characters. I loved it.
On top of that, it totally had this new retro feel that some animes are going for, and it captured it brilliantly.
Because they were doing an old story, but it was set almost, you can almost switch that story into the modern times and it would make sense, you know? I love the fact that they had rappers on the show and then they had, you know, the tag artists.
I will say one thing though. There was one thing. I really love Gene's character, and I'm just sad that he didn't get more screen time. I mean, it did become a huge Mugen fest.
You know what? He did get a lot of the women, so I think it made
That one episode, he had 3 women to himself.
I'm slightly
He
frustrated.
had 3 women to himself, then he fought ninjas. I mean, come on.
But still, Mugen had none.
That's true.
He had near misses
well, why do you think he's such a strong fighter? He's extremely frustrated.
He defeated an entire underground syndicate in hopes of it. I mean, come on, that's awesome.
Even though Gene was a samurai and he was this proper samurai, when it comes to women and food, he was still a guy.
Oh, he really was.
Still a guy.
Actually, it's not just him. You know, Mugen was the same way.
Mugen was a guy the whole time. Mugen was nothing but a guy.
Mugen was like testosterone and chauvinistic.
They were accessible characters, but unlike to me how Cowboy Bebop did it, you didn't get enough time with any of these characters that I didn't really know their story. And
Except
I felt
for
like
Fu. I feel like we got to know
but we
Fu
worked
pretty
so
well.
much up to this guy at the end, this sunflower smelling samurai, and then you see him and it's like, okay, that's it.
And then
it just wasn't as big
See, well,
to
you have
me
to
as it
understand
should
that
have.
that's kind of how Japanese anime and dramas go, is that it's so, the story's so good that the ending is like,
Well, since we're talking about story, one of my main problems about the series is the fact that when we finally get to the fights, it's like, in some of the best ones though, swing, swing, dead.
Well, that's how real samurai fights are supposed to be. It's supposed to be 2 or 3 slashes, you're done!
They just tried to add different elements in to keep it interesting, like the whole impressionism thing. You're like, what the hell is this?
Is Van Gogh, they talked about Van
That was
Gogh.
my favorite episode.
I just
That
love
was
the
the
fact
best
that
to
they
me.
had the little side stories where they're like, well, this man who never made it there, but he influenced Van Gogh and his sunflowers, you know, and it's
Every episode
just,
that we're talking about that we like are the comedic episodes.
Yes.
And this is the thing, when they did comedy in this show, when it was a completely comedic show, it shined. It was the best thing on TV. When they went to their serious stuff, more their 2-part things, I think it just got boring because there wasn't enough plot development for the
You guys, hold on. Can we talk about the blind Shamisen player episodes?
Yes.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
You call that boring? That was so amazing.
Like, this is the
But when we
first
get to
time where we
serious
really
episodes,
see weakness in, like, Gene. The very first time you see Gene get scared, you're going, wow, you know, Gene's been this badass the whole time. And then finally you go, oh, crap. I mean, is one of these guys actually going to die?
Those episodes were bad.
See,
but
that's, I think the reason why we have so much trouble with the serious episodes is because we care so much about the
start
characters
loving
that it
them,
hurts
yeah.
us to watch them.
I didn't feel like I had enough character development to keep me going.
I actually love the fact that
Let them
Gene
keep babbling for a sec
I
and
love
cut
the
to
fact
something
that
even
Gene
more
taken
important,
because
namely a word from
seriously,
our sponsor, without whom we wouldn't be back next
Exactly. It
time.
comes
So do
Yeah.
not fast
You
And you feel connected.
The AnimeTV Top 5 Countdown. This week, historical anime. Number 5, Berserk. Number 4, Full Metal Alchemist. Number 3, Grave of the Fireflies. Number 2, Samurai Champloo. And the number 1 historical anime right after this.